Welcome back, guys, to Overwatch Contenders South America. That's what we're doing. We're back. We had a long break. Want to apologize for it. There were some technical issues down there for the broadcast team in South America, but we are ready to get into map number 3 between Isurus and Up Gaming. Katrina is going to be joining me for this one, and Katrina, Isurus, they're up 2-0 right now.
Yes, I am. Even though I do have a lot of faith in Isurus' skill, Up Gaming was favored during this matchup, so this is a bit of a pleasant surprise for a lot of Isurus fans right here. So we'll see right now if they will be able to take the victory on Hanamura. So if they do win this map, they will indeed be getting that second place seed and will face off against the Sakino Nation during playoffs. So there's a lot riding on Up Gaming to start the reverse sweep.
Yeah, both of these teams looking strong on Hanamura. Their only defeats on this map go to the #1 seed from this group in LFT Owl. And so in this matchup, it's again, I don't know, maybe Isurus just ride that kind of momentum they've had over the last 2 maps where Jane has been popping off, Ravaged, DDX doing so much for the team now. It's Up Gaming starting off on the offense.
So Up Gaming is once again deciding to run this Moira Goats composition, even though Thiago Zenyatta is absolutely phenomenal. So I am a bit concerned, even though those coalescences have been charged so quickly. I think his Zenyatta is the better hero, and the Discord orb will be so important for Ravage versus Chozine in that Reinhardt battle.
The Moira versus Zen, it's DDX coming up ahead. He's at 60% towards his Transcendence already. It's already 30 seconds in Up Gaming. Haven't even been able to cross the threshold of the choke point now. Beast holding on the high ground. Charge comes out. It's Ravage taking out Himura first. And that is gonna be it for that, as Up Gaming just back away now because they've already lost 2 members. That's gonna be a third as Ravage catches out Tishazine, and Up Gaming all the way back to spawn now. Thiago does have that coalescence, but DDX, he's got the Transcendence to answer it.
Would take the Transcendence over the Coalescence personally, but in South American Contenders, we have even seen triple kills with Coalescence on this very point of Hanamura. So Thiago might be able to work that magic, but here comes a very aggressive push coming in from Isurus, but the self-destruct does not gain any kills.
Yeah, they just try to force them out of position with Ravage, try to boot them around and make sure they couldn't all just hide behind Tishazine's shield. Now, Thiago, he does have TH7 with his Graviton Surge. They could try and combine it as the Earth Shatter comes out from Ravage. It connects onto Thiago, and Sound Barrier will keep him alive for now. And even through that charge, Coalescence coming out now as they're trying to surge forward, forcing Isurus onto the point. Graviton Surge connects onto almost the majority of Up Gaming, but the Coalescence still there. Ravage, Earth Shatter, didn't see if it connected onto anyone, but Tishazine drops now as Ravage comes up with the double kill. The self-destruct does not do anything at all, and Up Gaming are once again thwarted now, down to half their time at 2 minutes.
So what happened there was Partle used the Sound Barrier, and about a second later, Thiago used the Coalescence due to Matthias's impactful Graviton Surge. That was the only way that they could keep Himura alive on that Brigitte. However, that meant when Ravaged used that Earth Shatter, TH7 had to use his own Graviton Surge defensively, so there's so many resources being used, and frankly, a bit wasted.
Thiago now swapped off onto Zenyatta as the charge came out. Beast with a self-destruct connects onto Thiago. And Isurus having a great point A hold so far. 1 minute and 30 seconds left for Up Gaming. Try and make it onto the point.
I'm very concerned for Up Gaming. We do have Thiago switching over to his favorite Zenyatta hero. I am pleased to see this. This Discord is necessary to break that stronghold of Isurus Gaming right now, but DDX has that Transcendence to be able to negate any major ultimate as TH7 is getting close to that Graviton Surge, and Beast is just raining those bullets from above, bothering the back line.
Getting free damage off. They did force out the Transcendence though, and here's the Graviton Surge. Beast with the micro missiles taking out Thiago, and Up Gaming have just not been able to find anything at all here, trying to get through that choke point, and now they're down to 50 seconds. Oh, Beast.
That's a bit much, but
well,
at the same time, you gotta show
you
dominance.
You can't crouch on divas, so
make up for it somehow, yes. But
yeah.
There's one thing else you can do when you are diva. When you are out of mech, you can do that crouch, and Beast will be able to do so during the self-destruct. And with the dominance coming in from Isurus, we could see some even more bad manners coming out. Tishazine, though, has the Earth Shatter, which might be coming out momentarily.
Ravage has one of his own as the self-destruct comes out now. Tishazine is able to block that, but the self-destruct does connect. A charge out from Ravage connects onto Tishazine, but now Ravage is in no man's land. 10 seconds left as Jane gets the DMAC onto AGM. And now Up Gaming, they might not even get a tick on point A.
And beautiful, beautiful armor pack coming in from Himura, but now the panic picks are coming out with TH7 switching over to the Tracer. Pardo is trying to work his magic. He's gotten so many boops on this point, but this is desperation time for Upgaming.
Later Transcendence coming out from DDX, so the Earthshatter does not get anything at all. It's going to be Kaizak to take out Himura. Now it's a self-destruct from AGM trying to get anything at all. Tisha Zine does connect onto Kaizak, and will that be enough? So many low HP bars, but there's a Graviton Surge out for Matthias, and picking off Tisha Zine, picking off AGM. It is going to be Isurus Gaming with the full hold here on point A.
Isurus Gaming dominant, getting the full hold on Hanamura. This is so rare, but Isurus is just an entirely different team today. They have always performed so well, but to be able to dominate Upgaming, such a strong contender in their group at this level, brilliant gameplay. Once again, not entirely what I was expecting. I was hoping to see a map 5, but right now, as Isurus only needs to take 33% of point A to win this entire matchup, things aren't looking too good for Upgaming. They're going to need a miracle.
Well, yeah, that's it, right? 33% to take the map, but they don't even need the map anymore because the best thing that Upgaming can hope for is a draw. But even with the draw, that means Isurus walk away with the win, and so they have secured their second seed spot in the group. Should be facing off against TSN in the first round of playoffs.
Some major congratulations to Isurus Gaming for clutching that second seed. However, Upgaming still has an opportunity to redeem themselves throughout the rest of this matchup. They will be going on defense with Tiago on that Zenyatta, as opposed to that Moira that he's been playing so much today. Not very much in previous matches of South American Contenders, so I still am a bit puzzled at that pick overall. I am happy to see him sticking to his best here. Now, Isurus, the mirror matchup once more. We do have Goats be Goats with that Reinhardt and Zenyatta formation. It's going to be vital for Tiago to show his sufficiency on the Zenyatta against DDX, whose aggression has been rewarded.
Yeah, over the course of the last 3 maps, we've realized that, you know, the flex support battles between DDX and Tiago has been a very important one. Putting him on that Moira really got them nothing for 2 minutes now. So as Isurus make their approach onto the point, and again, another very aggressive charge coming out from Ravage, but he's got the entire support of his team there. Drops down low, 30 HP, will finally fall down as Tishin comes in with the double kill. And will thwart the first attack out from Isurus, but they still have plenty of time. 3.5 minutes just to get 1 tick onto point A.
Look whose portrait is in every single kill on that kill feed. Tiago on the Zenyatta. That Discord orb is so important in this current meta, and so I'm still shocked that he did not bring this out before. This is another one of those extremely aggressive Zenyatta players in South American Contenders, and I'm excited to see him finally play that hero. So frustrated before.
Oh, great! Focus down onto Tisha Zine, but they answer back, so both teams now down the Reinhardts here. But that's going to favor Isurus Gaming as they make their way onto the point. The Brigitte's low. That's the solo grab onto Tiago, forcing out the Transcendence now. Pardo only getting the DMEC as Jane is able to take out TH7 here. Upgaming trying their best to hold on here as the sound barrier comes out from Pardo, trying to keep his team alive. Himura gonna try his best to focus down Ravage, who goes for another charge. They will be able to take him out here. Isurus losing their main tank is going to allow this Earthshatter to come in. Doesn't quite connect the way they wanted to as Beast takes out Tisha Zine. These Reinhardts not able to stay alive long in these fights. TH7 basically back at spawn here, trying to make their way back onto the point. They need to regroup as a whole, but Himura's dropped down low. Beast will finish him off, and TH7 now just zoned away from his team. That's going to be Isurus to take it. 33%. That's Isurus now up 3-0 up against Upgaming.
See if it will be a 4-0. I would not be surprised if Upgaming decides to take us over to Route 66, where they have been so dominant this entire season with their more DPS familiar, bit happier picks of that Doomfist and Sombra. So I am curious to see whether or not Educus will be able to pull out that impressive hero of his. I keep talking about it, but I still don't see it until that 4th map. And so I'm hoping that their biggest strengths, even though this is the GOATS meta, we have seen Upgaming defeat very impressive teams using anti-GOATs throughout South American Contenders. So something to think about during playoffs. They did try out this Moira. I hope we don't see that in their next matchup because they will be in 3rd place.
We saw that, earlier on upgaming, the DPS players, their trigger fingers were a little bit itchy when they were on Ilios. They ran that Pharah, they ran the, I believe it was Matthias on the Hanzo. And so, yeah, they are ready and rearing to go on the DPS heroes. And if it goes to Route 66, which, all accounts kind of leads us to that way, it's been the more predominant map choice. Yeah, Route 66. Throughout South American contenders. And so I would love to see some triple DPS or even just, double DPS. I'll settle for that.
Yeah, maybe even a single DPS and I'll be happy. But as a resident tank main, I'm not super sympathetic to those DPS players who are stuck with playing the Brigitte. It's still such a powerful and frankly sometimes a fun hero, especially in deathmatch. Yes, I am that person. However, as we do look at some of these replays, AGM on the D.Va has been brilliant so far. Hasn't eaten gravitons as we have seen in the past, however, has been making his presence known. Excellent coordination alongside Ravaged on that Reinhardt.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we've actually gotten an eaten Grav throughout the series quite yet, but we do have to talk about the Reinhardts. The battles between Ravaged and Tishazine so far has been going over towards the way of of Ravaged, and it's due to, like the desk had said during the half, just these crazy charges that he's going with, and he's able to do it because he's got so much confidence in his team backing him up, and we're seeing that from Isurus Gaming.
It reminds me of base tryhards Neil, such an aggressive tank on his own, and we do remember that these two tanks were up against each other in the finals of last season of Contenders. So right now, I think we could be gearing up to a very aggressive main tank matchup if playoffs go their way. So I am excited to see Isurus. They started out the season extremely, there could be a better word for this, but they were very weak at the beginning of the season. But starting in week 2, everything changed, and they've just been ramping uphill. And I think they are about to peak at the right moment for playoffs. Great timing coming in from the coaching staff of Isurus Gaming.
Yeah, their first game, it was up against LFTL, so the number 1 seed. But from there, he just skyrocket on up, and it's so much support behind it. I want to talk about the flex supports. In that last attack coming out from Isurus, when they started off their attack run. There we go. It is going to be Route 66 for them for the next map. But DDX, right? Even though Isurus had lost their first fight, Ravage goes down early, he was still on pace with Tiago. Generally, when you lose that team fight, that means, your tank went down and you weren't able to heal him. So that's a lot of ultimate charge loss, but it's not about the ultimate charge you get from healing. It's just the raw damage output that a lot of these Zenyatas put out. Both Tiago and DDX doing a fantastic job. Who do you give the edge to in that matchup, Tiago versus DDX?
When Tiago's playing the Zenyatta, I'll give it to Tiago, but oh wow, that was sassy, Jamerson. But I have a lot of feelings about this today. But I would have to say DDX has been making his presence known just because the hero that he has been selecting has been more impactful overall. Also, I have to give a shout out to Partle. That stall on point A of Hanamura just then was only because he was able to get important kills, be able to dance around as that very annoying mosquito-esque Lucio around that bell. Impressive gameplay coming in from Partle. And we remember during week 2, he got, I believe, a triple boop on that very point. So even though he was unable to repeat that accomplishment for upgaming, there have been positives for both teams.
He has slowed down his aggression a little bit. We saw in Ilios that he did get caught out by some errant rockets, I believe, that came out from Matthias, right? And so he's cleaned it up a little bit, made his adjustments so far, and we haven't seen him as often on the kill feed until there's a massive team wipe. And so Pardal is playing a little bit more passively now, but we'll see. They've got nothing to lose. They are firmly in 3rd place. Isurus is in 2nd. And so at this point, maybe Pardal goes a little bit more aggressive with this Lucio. Now, as we load on to Route 66, it is going to be up gaming here on the offense first. And already they're signaling that they want triple tank, but Himura on the Widowmaker.
Oh, what a tease. Himura is now going to be switching over to the Brigitte. So indeed, we will be having that mirror matchup. But Widowmaker is a fantastic pick on Route 66. I would be not surprised if Gaming decides to run a bit more of a hit scan composition on their defense. But for this attack, it does look like Isurus is having a great rotation, going to pretty much reverse places with Upgaming. Let's see how this goes.
And this is great. Making this maneuver allows Tiago to stay on the high ground here. He takes the bridge, and so he doesn't have to worry about too many people trying to get down onto him. T-Shazine dropped down low, but with the fire strike, takes out Jane. Charge comes out, and T-Shazine will finally fall here. But Up Gaming, remember, they're on the offense. They do have that respawn advantage as Tiago goes down to Matthias here. Now, eventually, Isurus will lose this fight. But Up Gaming, they give up a lot. I mean, Matthias is almost 50% towards Graviton, and Ravage is at 63% towards an Earthshatter.
Yes, for sure. That was a very interesting strategy coming in from Isurus. I believe we saw this in the USA versus UK game in the World Cup. Of course, it didn't necessarily work too well for the USA either, but as we do look at what Up Gaming is trying to figure out right now, Partle is moving that payload along, is getting not so much ultimate charge, but Tiago with those Discord orbs is, oh, look at that.
Oh, no. That boop out from Partle just signed T-Shazine's death there.
Oh.
Yeah, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. There are like very small like mechanical things you need to worry about. And I understand why he tried to go for that boop to try and delay the timing and hope, you know, that the channel of it kind of ends. But instead he just made the inevitable come faster.
Yeah, so a lot of the times those boops do work. However, every once in a while you do get a little bit unlucky. But T-Shazine now has that Earthshatter, so can definitely get his revenge on Ravage, who's only at 50% towards his next one.
Now the rally is going to be popped by Up Gaming here as they are looking to pressure the defense in Isurus Gaming, but they've got the counter rally now, as now they are on the offensive. Another charge coming out, connects onto AGM as the Transcendence will be used. Graviton Surge connects onto the entirety of Up Gaming, but they don't have the combo in place. Oh, Partle was just above that shield just a little bit, and Beast connects with it. Earthshatter out now from Ravage as he wants to complete out this team fight. Counter grab, but they're only going to be able to get DDX off of it here, as Ravage, he had just used that Earthshatter, now he's at 40%. Will he be able to get more?
For sure. Ravage has been insane this entire matchup, and right now his aggression is being enabled perfectly by Jane on that Brigitte. You see that armor pack being used so effectively, one of the most powerful support abilities in this entire game. But Up Gaming now has a sound barrier, most likely going to be used aggressively for this next initiation, as they only have a minute left.
They are trying to take the high ground cave. Here comes the self-destruct along with the sound barrier. Ravage gives his body for that play, getting rid of that self-destruct and making sure his team can kite back. But now they're without a main tank, and Up Gaming are going to try and walk them down. T-Shazine with that Reinhardt shields up now as AGM gets the D-Mech onto Beast. Tiago finishes that off, 80% now towards the Transcendence. Isurus doesn't really have a chance, but it looks like they might go to try and contest this. They're on the right-hand side. Charge out from T-Shazine with the help of Partle, takes out Ravage. And with that, they should secure the first point, moving on to the second phase of Route 66.
Even though there was that contestant, Jane pretty much wasted that rally during that last push effort, and T-Shazine now, due to that amazing charge onto Ravage, that insta-kill, has another Earthshatter and is moving extremely aggressively with the bubbles, of course, coming in from TH7. Great coordination between these two tanks, and of course, AGM following up with all of the consistent damage. He will have to be a bit careful, though, as Matthias is about to use Graviton.
Yeah, he gets into the back line. Transcendences are there to try and negate a lot of this damage, but the self-destruct, once again, Beast connecting onto Partle. Third law of Diva self-destructs. Lucios are going to get caught every time, it seems. Kaizak finding 2 kills for himself here. And now, Isurus able to stabilize here on the defense. And Up Gaming, they're left with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to finish off the second phase of 66.
Like, we need to write like a science book about that, all of the laws of self-destruct. I would buy that, honestly. I really need to learn a little bit more given my gameplay, but AGM is almost at that remake coming up. They will be able to attack coming in from full force. Up Gaming is ready, but here comes a charge that will set them back.
That doesn't connect that time again, but again, this guy is so aggressive with these charges right now. That's just the confidence he has in his team, as TH7 is looking for this Graviton Surge. Will throw it down, connects onto Matthias along with Ravage, but it's only Ravage that goes down. It's going to be Ryan for Ryan answered, though. And it's Isurus on the aggressive side as Kaizak goes down. It's punished as Up Gaming expertly kite back. Now, they're trying their best to delay this for as long as possible as the Graviton Surge comes out, connects onto everybody as the self-destruct is there. This time, Partle will stay safe, but he did use that sound barrier when he got caught. So now, Up Gaming will finally get to push this payload forward.
Even though that did bait out a couple of ultimates, I am a bit disappointed at the timing of that Graviton surge coming in from Matthias alongside the self-destruct from Beast. They had lost so many members of their team, and even though in South American Contenders, it's never over till everyone is dead, it was pretty much over there. A bit of a waste of two very impactful ultimates as there was no follow-up available. Everyone else was in spawn. So I am hoping to see a bit more patience coming in from this defense, even though they have already won.
Bartle on the high ground, just trying to get anything here, as you know, he had used that self-destruct in the last fight. He's trying to build it up as quickly as possible. Luckily for him, DDX does have that Transcendence right now, as both teams just swinging into the wind. The Earthshatter comes out, and it looks like it does connect onto Tishizin, but that Transcendence is enough to keep him alive for now. Matthias has to be careful. He's dropped down low, 50 HP as he backs away. Tishizin now posturing for position. He's got that Earthshatter. He's got a hugely effective shield now. As the charge comes out, charge for charge, brings them down. Self-destruct. Pardo, AGM connects. 3-man self-destruct. That's going to keep Upgaming alive. They're down to 10 seconds here. They will be able to complete out second, and in the nick of time, be able to move on to third.
So happy to see AGM finally get that impressive kill. He's been such an important aspect of every single attack and defense Upgaming has had, making a lot of micro plays that haven't necessarily been noticed. So I am happy he did finally get that moment in the sun. But Tishizin now seeing this grouped up. This is going to be a good Earthshatter if he goes for it.
It was a flank play coming in from the defense here, and it almost caught someone out. Ravage, though, this time around on this map, hasn't been able to connect with those charges as much success as he had in the last 3. With that, Upgaming will just wipe the entirety of Isurus Gaming, but, you know, Isurus, they did delay. And so that 2 minutes or minute 30 that Upgaming have now dwindled down to about 40 seconds, and they didn't make much progress here on point 3.
Definitely not. And if they do lose the single fight, they will only have a very small opportunity to regroup and get back to this point due to the spawns. Interesting coming in from Isurus. They have 4 ultimates, but they are going to try to save them as much as possible until time is about to run out.
Oh, we do have the Shatter coming out, and it did not quite connect as the Transcendence is there. Sound barrier used by Pardo, but here's the self-destruct. It connects this time onto Himura, and now Isurus can go full bore onto the Upgaming squad here, as they've only got 10 seconds left, and instantly Isurus start to charge forward, but there's still members of Upgaming here. On the side, they do catch out that Lucio. It's Pardo trying to make his exit, but he's got 3 members on top of him, and he goes down. That is the crucial member you needed to try and touch the point. No one gets there. Isurus puts the stop to Upgaming, but they did make good progress.
Yes, they did. A very impressive run for Hollywood. It's very difficult to, Route 66. It's very difficult to get back onto that payload when you lose that in the middle of that final round. Notoriously difficult. So ultimately, they can be quite proud of that push. Now, Isurus Gaming, they know what they need to do to get this full sweep, get a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence going into the playoff season, solidifying why they have been in the finals this last season of Contenders, why they deserve to go there once more. So right now, I am sincerely hoping that Matthias will stick onto that Hanzo that just sniped out Tiago during that first round in Ilios. Beautiful gameplay coming in from that player. So I hope we do get a reprise.
Yeah, I believe he connected onto DDX, who was playing that Moira on Ilios well, and that was a huge pickoff, taking out basically the engine of that makes Goats go when you run that Moira Goats. And he is sticking on it. We might get the triple support, which has kind of been the default now, which, you know, Brigitte, she hasn't been nerfed quite yet. Her shield bash still goes through the shields. And so it is important utility to have, and especially with the huge AoE heals. Oh, look at that. I love these skins, by the way. I love these skins so much. On the Lucios, it's I believe the Overwatch Contenders logo is right on his Sonic. I forget the name of his weapon.
Whatever his dad made. That's what I do know with the lore. I'm so excited. Give
is it really?
Lore. Yeah, because his like Symmetra stole all of that technology, like Vishkar took his dad's technology, and now there's a lot of drama, and that's why they hate each other. But for now, there's even more drama. I go on tangents. But as Isurus is starting to attack, Matthias will immediately be switching over to that Zarya. Maybe had used that Sonic arrow, to see whether or not there would be a Doomfist or Sombra that we often do see on Upgaming. But we are once again going for that mirror matchup composition of Goats v Goats.
I'm surprised that Up Gaming is taking this defense so far back on Big Earl. So many people taken over by the trains there. As Hamura, again, these charges for charges answered by Hamura coming in. He's got the extra CC for his Reinhardt, taking out Ravage. And Ravage hasn't been having as much success with these charges on this map so far. It looks like Up Gaming have made the adjustments for it to not get caught out as often as they were in the first 3 maps.
That's really nice play there by Tishazine, making sure to get that swing onto the Baby Diva, getting even more ultimate charge. Now he's at 50%. Almost a boop coming in from Partle, but the shield bash comes in first.
They do force them off the high ground. It's just Beast here. And so now it's going to be the fight on the low ground. Once again, Partle with this Lucio just getting some free right clicks off. He's at 70% towards the sound barrier. Jane is low, and it's Tiago to finish him off. They do get the D-Mech, and the Transcendence is not there in time to keep it alive for now. Earthshatter does come out, but TH7 answers with that Graviton Surge, so there is no follow-up on it now. Tishazine with the 3-man Earthshatter. He's dropped low, though. This is very scary for him, but he gives himself up for that play. It's going to allow TH7 to pick up 2, thwarting this attack. Isurus Gaming forced back to their spawn.
Yes, and they do have the spawn advantage, though, on this attack, so Tishazine is going to have to hurry back to get even more impact, but can definitely rely on all of the extra armor that has just been given to the rest of Up Gaming from Hamura. Also, AGM has that self-destruct available, although it would have to be a naked one as there are no other ultimates to combine it with.
We've got the combo, Graviton along with the self-destruct online. Here is the grab, here is the self-destruct. Beast connects onto 2. 4 members of Up Gaming already down now as Tishazine and Tiago get picked up for that full team kill. Now, last time we saw Up Gaming, they fought for every single inch. Isurus fought for every single inch on the defense coming in for the recontest. Up Gaming are positioned for it. But it looks like they are going to be met by Ravage, who goes in for that charge. Now AGM onto the point, will contest, but it instantly gets D-Mech now as it's DDX putting in so much damage with that Zenyatta. Ravage with the Earthshatter does connect. And they will be able to clean this up, and I'm surprised. Once again, teams committing so many resources. 3-man Earthshatter, but they don't have the damage for it here. As Isurus Gaming still on the offense, will be able to clean up Tishazine. And valiant effort out from Up Gaming. They do delay it out, but they use a lot to try and get this to work.
Definitely did. I have to say, Tiago, that was one of the most perfectly timed transcendences I have seen in a very long time, making sure that Tishazine was saved at the last moment. Unfortunately, it was not enough for Up Gaming, but once again, those moments show you why Up Gaming will be a force to be reckoned with in playoffs. Isurus also has a transcendence of their own now, although that is the only ultimate in their box. TH7 will have a Graviton Surge, so expect to see DDX invest that key ultimate in response to this aggression.
On the high ground is Up Gaming for the defense. They're looking for this grab. Again, they don't have anything to combine it with, though. It's a self-destruct now coming out from Beast. Forces a lot of people out of position. That's a key member to pick off. Tiago has been such a huge damage dealer for the team now. And Up Gaming are forced to back away, but they have been so split up. Sound barrier out from Partle will keep Tishazine alive for now as Hamura picks off Ravage. Ravage is just going way too ham with that Reinhardt here. So they have equaled this out. It's a 5v fight. But Up Gaming, they got the respawns. Tiago is now back into this fight, and Isurus, realizing that, will back away.
Patience coming in from Isurus. They will have a major ultimate advantage going into this next fight, especially if they are able to pick off Tiago first again, who is getting quite close to that transcendence. Then they will be practically uncontested, but here comes first that Earthshatter and sound barrier.
Yeah, the flank shatter, though, does not connect. Tishazine taking out Jane. Hamura will be able to clean up Matthias, and with that Graviton Surge, that's Beast falling here. Up Gaming coming back. Now, things are looking a little bit dicey for Isurus. They did commit a lot of key ultimates in the last fight. They do have the Graviton and the self-destruct coming up, though, and this could be the key to really break it. And Beast has been good at translating that self-destruct into eliminations, into a team fight win for Isurus.
Timing of this will also be extremely vital as Tiago still does have that transcendence, but Jane providing all of this extra armor. It does look like this rotation will be extremely successful, getting that speed boost in from Kaizek, and here will come the Graviton, most likely momentarily.
Yeah, just ripping away the high ground away from the defense. Now the shield bash has been used. There is a moment here, but the Graviton Surge comes out. Transcendence answer to keep them all topped off. Hamura was the focus there, but the Transcendence keeps him alive. Self-destruct does not connect this time. Now it's going to be the rallies. These teams are doing a really good job of just cycling their ultimates and not stacking them as sound barrier now out from Pardo is going to allow Upgaming to surge forward. They're on top of Matthias. He's dropped down to 200 HP, will fall. And Upgaming now dwindle away the time of Isurus down to 50 seconds.
Just having so much fun watching these support ultimates right now. Just the timing has been brilliant. Pardo once again saving Isurus from all of that damage coming in. And I've been truly impressed by Tiago and Pardo. They are my players of Upgaming to watch, but the tanks will have a chance to shine as Tishazine and TH7 both have an Earth Shatter and Graviton Surge. I hope the Shatter does come out first, so Tishazine will be able to charge another one rapidly once that Graviton from TH7 comes out.
Shield Bash used early on, but it should be coming back off a cooldown. Not in time to try and get that, but the Great Barrier keeps TH7 alive just for a moment, but now Isurus finally finding the frags that they need. Tiago, Tishazine, and TH7 all down now. It's a 3-man advantage for Isurus as they're still trying to keep this map alive. They want the 4-0 here up against Upgaming. Overtime now will be ticking away. Upgaming might have an opportunity to come back and recontest this point, but do you really go for that risk?
I think you do. I think they don't have too much to lose right now. They've already lost the match, and they have plenty of ultimates coming in. They might even initiate with the Transcendence. Oh, but losing Pardo, back away now, back away.
And so they are forced to back away from the points, as it's going to come down to the next minute and 20 seconds. Upgaming wants a win in the map column there, as right now Isurus looking for that 4-0 once again. Already locked in that second seed for this group. Face off against TSN during our playoffs. You can already see the finish line is right there. Ravage going for that charge, connects onto AGM, allows for the Graviton Surge to come in, connects on the 4 members, self-destruct now from Beast once again, connecting onto TH7 and Himura as the Earth Shatter is used, but there is no follow-up. They have lost too many members. Pardo now with the sound barrier in this 4v5. Matthias is respawning just now. Jane in the front lines for his team, doing so much, able to take out Tishazine with the help of his team. And it's the slow grind, but Isurus is able to make it work. Pardo will go down as Matthias will be able to use just the regular left kicks to finish him off. Himura in the back line. It's only him left onto the point as Tishazine comes in with the Wrecking Ball. The adaptive shield does not come out and he will fall. That's Isurus Gaming taking the 4-0 and ending the season second seed with the 4-1 record.
Even the world's smartest hamster could have stopped that as Isurus Gaming, as the Sharks take victory in an extremely convincing fashion. As you did say, it was the 4-0 sweep. Volumes,
but there was
how ready they are.
Yeah, there was a lot of fight, though, left and up. And a lot of the predictions were, yeah, this is just going to be back and forth, brawl for brawl. And that's what happens. That's what happens when you have these GOATs mirrors. And the thing is, it was very difficult to call throughout the entire series who would actually walk away with it. It was very evenly matched.
I would say so for a lot of the matchups. It's just sometimes all it takes is a Zenyatta against a Moira. And I'm sure there's someone on our desk who has quite a bit of feelings about that, just as I do.
Thanks, Katrina. Well, Choke. Well, speaking of which, we got Isurus versus Upgaming and ending in a 4-0. And this was not the Upgaming we were expecting at all. And I think our desk wants to bring up the Reinhardt duel between Ravage and Chozine.
I mean, we're going to... While we kind of watch over these replays, speaking of, who is it? It's X-Ravaged. He's been absolutely phenomenal this series, and I think it's been sort of a highlight for him. I had some concerns coming into this match that the main tank play for Isurus game, or the tank play in general for Isurus, was a little bit sketchy, but today I would say that has been sort of answered. Up has been one of the strongest teams throughout this particular season in this group in terms of their GOATs play. They've played nothing but most of the time, and today I think Isurus was just a better team when it came to that composition. We talked about at the halftime the fact that Isurus was running that sort of protect the Reinhardt as he charges in to try and get value out of the shoulder charge, and they continued to do it through the latter half. I think for Upgaming it showed a lack of reaction, and even when they did sort of respond to it, it was still kind of slow, and they weren't able to really punish. So the fact that Isurus was able to come in with a game plan and actually end up working it all the way through is incredibly massive for them going into playoffs, when you kind of need these teamwork things like the planning to be perfect. So I think for Isurus, they're really happy coming off this win.
I must say that it feels to me like Upgaming have been trying to play a slower game. They've been trying to play a more patient game. We've also been seeing that a lot with TH7 and his bubbles, waiting for the right moment to bubble just the right thing. And sometimes it can really pay off. But coming up against Ravaged Reinhardt, who's playing a fast game, he's in there, he's getting all the resources he needs, he's charging in, he's getting picks consistently. You can't be playing that passively. I feel like the patience that Upgaming was showing could really work out for them, but they've got to find some balance. You can't be playing that passively against such an aggressive Reinhardt. You really need to show up. You've got to be there. You've got to be in his face as much as he's in your face. So that's definitely something I would work on if I were them. Identifying the player on the enemy team that is doing a lot of work. In this particular game, it was Ravaged, and then counterplaying that, not just trying to force them to play your game. Because when it doesn't work the first time, when you can't get them to play your game, you've got to come up with something else.
I think that being said, though, this is probably the first time where I'm unequivocally happy with what Isurus has brought. I think in previous broadcasts, we didn't get a lot of time to touch on it, but I mentioned it earlier. I thought Isurus was a little bit, hesitant coming into some of the maps. I thought they were, their tank line wasn't nearly synced, and they had issues with Matthias coming in, Jane on the Brigitte. I think there was a couple of issues with Jane today in terms of being caught out, but ultimately, I think today this is the Isurus that they want to be. They were playing together as a team. Combinations were on point. The Graviton Surge, the Self-Destruct. I'm pretty sure that we didn't see one combo not actually work out. So whether through the Earth Shatter or the Graviton Surge just being able to be pressured through just sheer damage from the Reinhardt, there was a lot of work going into Isurus. I'm really, if watching this game back, this is the team I expected when we first started season 3. After season 2, this is what we kind of expected from them: that aggression, that clean play. So I think it took till the last week of regular play, but we're finally seeing Isurus come to a halt.
I think the question on everyone's minds when we saw Isurus season 3, without these DPS players, the ones that were really shining back in season 2 and Isurus, that second place team, were they going to be the same team this season with only, were the tanks going to carry these new DPS players? And I think this game was a great showing of the synergy of Beast and Ravage together. The combinations of whatever shatters, self-destructs, or the grabs and self-destructs have been a lot more apparent with Isurus. And another thing we'd like to talk about after the halftime that happened is AGM coming in as the diva, and now Himura going from the off tank to now replacing Aegis on the Brigitte.
I actually want to take this one a little bit quicker because I talked up AGM last week after the broadcast. I thought he was fantastic on the Diva. They were playing against Lowlife Zarya, and he really, really pressured him out, making sure that Lowlife kind of struggled with the Graviton Surges. The fact that AGM comes in so late, and then we saw Hanamura, it almost like it took him a map to warm up, and Hanamura wasn't particularly competitive. And there were moments on, I think, Route 66 where AGM looked kind of comfortable. The self-destruct came in, he got a 3K, it was, the AGM of old, and it almost looked like they were a little bit more pressured in the Graviton Surge. They couldn't just throw it out whenever they wanted, but a bit of a struggle in terms of that one, and I'm curious to know why they decided to put Aegis, or Himura rather, in to the Diva and then over to the Brigitte replacing Aegis. A strange decision making all around, and Upgaming just kind of looked uncomfortable throughout the day.
And I think this is this team figuring things out. From week 1, dropping Cougar, picking up a new player. Isurus have been undefeated ever since. They're clearly making the right adjustments. While Upgaming, we hope they can see a better climb in playoffs, because this was a very weak showing all around in performance. And, you hope that they can stand up to a team like Isurus and other teams like that into playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, second place is secured by Isurus. Third place for Upgaming means Isurus will face TSN in the quarterfinals, and Upgaming will face Caverna. But that's not all the Overwatch action we have today. Black Dragons versus the first place team LFT Owl will be coming right after this break.